The only constant in this whole process is me.
That's true. That is true.
I mean, that's kind of the only way that it fucking functions. So, although I gave Dondo an all bulk no cut email so he can like schedule stuff because it's like it's basically I have the domain and because I have like the business starter domain I can schedule Google Meets for
Hmm.
however long I want them to be. So it's like other people can run it,
Right.
just nobody else does, which is fine. It's fine. I don't really care. I was thinking about rebranding this though, as and call it the check-in, and just kind of have like an open invite to veterans. Just say, hey, you can drop in, fucking talk for an hour if you want.
I like that. That's cool too. Actually, that's a really good idea. You can just put it out to like whoever,
Hmm.
and then whoever shows up shows up.
Yeah. Well, I think what we'd have to do is say email me and request to be on the show, and then I'd have to like talk with the person and make sure they're not fucking insane.
Yeah.
Or on the other hand, that could
Just let
be
it.
that could be interesting content. So
Yeah.
the problem, I don't want somebody coming into one of these while like people are trying to have a conversation. They're just like Trump 24, 24, Trump, 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 Trump. I'm like fucking
Yeah.
MAGA your ass somewhere else, bro. Or just
So,
any set of stupid shit, right?
so we can't have slant head.
Oh man, I kind of almost want to just to fucking hate on him for an hour.
He would probably like it.
He's
He'd only.
he's he's such a resilient motherfucker when it comes to that. Like it's impressive the amount of
Yeah.
shit that he just like slides off. He's like, nope, that's not how it is. I'm like, yeah, you're the
Yeah.
dumbest person alive. No, your head's fucking crooked, dude.
He looked like Sloth from the Goonies.
No, I don't.
My mom says I'm the most handsome boy ever.
She knows. She knows a lot of boys.
Lady of the night.
She's not fucking. She's just out there helping people and talking to them through their penis.
Oh shit.
You already cracked the seal?
Yeah, I figured why not. 12:20.
It's past 12, dude. What do you
Yeah.
want from me?
And I've been up for like 7.5 hours, so why not?
What? What time did you get up? 5 something?
Uh, 5:30. Yeah,
Why would you do
5.
that?
Because I can't sleep. I don't know.
Uh, that sucks.
Yeah, I'm used to it. So.
I mean, I went to bed at 3, so there's that.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't go to bed that late. I was probably in bed by like 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I have like a. So when I started grad school, I started taking like big ass naps in the middle of the day because the amount of work that I had to do as far as like studying and homework and shit, like I couldn't do all of it in one day without taking a break in the middle of the day to kind of recharge. So I figured out
Yeah,
that when I did that, like I would sleep and then I'd wake up at like 6 or 7 and then I could work for another like 4 hours.
yeah,
And my
yeah,
body just kind of got used to that. So it's not every day, like every day after work, I'll take a nap. I think I told you this before, but it's like
yeah.
when I do that, then I get up and I'm up until like fucking 2. So I get like half of my sleep at 5 and then the other half later on. So it's like I got up at 8 today.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not bad.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like I take 3 or 4 early in the day and then 3 or 4 later at night.
Yeah, yeah, it's not bad. I usually get home from work anywhere between like 2 and 4:30. I get home now. Between 2:30 and 4:30, I usually get home from work, and I'll usually like shower, do a couple little things, and I'll fall asleep for like an app, maybe like between a half hour and an hour. I'll kind of like it's not like sleep. It's like kind of like doze off, wake up. My girlfriend makes fun of me, fall back asleep for a little bit. That's bullshit.
No, I full on sleep. Like it is a full 1 or 2 sleep cycles. That REM and all the shit. Like I take some
Yeah.
deep ass naps.
Oh yeah. See, I don't do that. I'm like a late sleeper.
Mm.
Like even when I go to bed and like go to sleep. I'll sleep for about like maybe like 2 3 hours. Then I wake up for a little bit, go back to sleep, maybe sleep for like 45 minutes, an hour, then wake up. It's pretty fucking stupid.
Yeah, that sounds pretty stupid.
Yeah, I hate it. But they think I have. They're pretty sure I have sleep apnea.
Gayness.
Actually, I took a no.
You wake up with dicks in your mouth. Like, well, ah, damn it again. How do you keep getting in here?
No, that is not the case.
It didn't happen more than once.
Yeah, I don't talk about it, right?
Yeah. Anyway, so you have sleep apnea?
This is why I drink.
I mean, one feeds the other, probably.
Probably. This is actually pretty blackberry lemonade, moonshine cocktail,
Mm.
18 proof. Not too bad.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Probably one or two of these, and that'll be it.
Yeah.
So, how's your writing going? Did you get any more done since last week?
No, I didn't. I have another, like, the problem is that I think the story that I'm working on now is less interesting than half the ones that I've come up with since I started writing that one, and it's just I have to make the time to just sit down and write. Like I didn't actually make the time last time, and I'm not going to be able to do it today because my wife and I are going to Sedona tomorrow, and I got to do a bunch of shit to prep for that.
Oh, okay. What's in Sedona? What are you guys doing there?
Just hanging out.
Oh,
It's like for the past 2 years at the job that I've been at, I've been working at like a breakneck fucking pace and barely taking any time off. So
yeah.
now, like, I'm taking a week off every quarter, and I'm forcing all of my guys to take off a week every quarter so that we can, like, the the stupid thing that you run into again and again in corporate is that, like, especially when you're trying to build something, people be like, "Oh man, after this next thing, things will chill out. After this next thing, things will chill out." And it's a fucking lie. So,
Just a vicious cycle.
like, the operating pace that we're at is the operating pace that we're going to have forever. So in order for us to maintain that, I need breaks and my guys need breaks.
That's understandable.
So like, just take a week off when we go on a road trip. So this one's just going to be to Sedona. It's like 6 hours away, but there's a bunch of cool stuff around. So we'll hang out
That's
there.
pretty cool.
Probably one in Denver or something. Maybe go to Texas if it doesn't fucking secede.
You never know with Texas. They're animals.
The whole thing is so fucking dumb, dude. It's so dumb.
How they want to secede from the.
Yeah. Greg
Yeah, they
Abbott and
still.
his whole, like, we're gonna put up this razor wire and this. It's like it's the smallest bit of It's a park that he's just like bitching about, and there's like the stretch of fence is so fucking massive. Like there's whole portions where there's just nothing there, and
Right.
it's just this massive fucking stunt. And if they did leave, like the
Like, do they
army
still
is ours. Like,
do they do they refer to that as like seceding from the union? Is that still a thing, or is that like way
yeah.
back in the day?
No, it's the same thing.
It's
Because
still
it's the United States, so it's a union of states. So seceding from the union is still an accurate
yeah.
way to say it, right?
Right,
But
right. That's what.
people don't fucking realize the amount of, number one, federal resources. Number two, federal shit that, like, people are just employed as. Like there's the army, there's all the bases. Like those are all that's federal. Like even the
Yeah,
National Guard is the National Guard. It's not
yeah,
the fucking Texas Guard.
yeah. It's not the Texas National. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
I
the
get you.
it's like all the federal jobs there, like Social Security, Medicare goes away, and like their draconian fucking medical practices. They're like everyone's just fucked instantly if some shit like
Yeah,
that happens.
I think that's why that happens with. I think that's what happens with up in Canada. Doesn't is it Quebec or Montreal that tries to separate like every couple of years so they get shot down?
I don't know. It's probably one of the fucking French ones. It's got to be.
I think it's.
Montreal.
I think it's. I think Quebec tries to succeed. Like they try to succeed from fucking. What are they referred to up there?
Syrup drinkers.
The provinces want to like separate
Oh
from
yeah,
their own
yeah, yeah.
provinces, and Canada as a whole shoots it down, saying like, "No, you're not doing that." It's probably the same bullshit that like Texas is trying to do.
Uh, Quebec sovereignty movement.
Are you looking it up right now?
Yeah. I should
It,
put it on my top screen. Whose objective is to achieve the independence of Quebec from Canada. Sovereignists suggest that the people of Quebec may use their right of self-determination. Some bullshit.
yeah.
Yeah, so they got idiots too. They're just not as loud as ours. I think that that's pretty accurate. Like worldwide, is like everybody has idiots. They're just not
Yeah.
as loud as ours.
Yeah. Pretty much. So what? Back to your book thing.
Hmm.
What's the story you're writing about right now again, or the one that you're trying to write right now?
So it's about an alien invasion, where it's like these non-communicative aliens. Like I think what it's going to be is that it's a race of like super intelligent things that send out these drone armies to like scout worlds and pull resources in, and
Right.
that's like the super intelligent things never show up. They just sent the army in, and like they have these initial scouts that zip around and check resources and stuff, and then they send in the Rippers, which are like these like spider looking things that just go in and they kill all the people because they identify like what the greatest threat to the resources in the planet are, and it happens to be the people. They go through and they kill a shit ton of them. There's still like 10% of people left. So like the story is just about kind of like the interactions between a couple of sets of people. So it's like it takes place in the Sawtooth Mountains in Idaho,
Right.
and it's basically like these yuppies are on a ranch. They happen to be there when the attack happens that I'm calling the downfall in the story. And there's
Okay.
some other people who help them out, and they've been in radio contact with these people for 18 months or so since the downfall happened. And all of a sudden, those people go radio silent, and those people happen to be in like their 70s. And then there's another group of people coming out of Oregon, and they're just like they're bad dudes, and they've been kind of just like raping and marauding their way just from the West Coast going east. They end up in the Sawtooth Mountains because they were chased out by some other survivors, and they end up.
Can you name Slanthead?
I could say, yeah. I mean, that actually kind of fits because there's like the main bad dude. His name is Ray, and he's like this just like big yoked ass dude that went to prison for killing his dad because his dad was also a rapist and he like beat on his mom. There's his cousin Dale, who's just kind of like this weird fucking torturer dude, and then there's Billy, who is Ray's little brother. Billy can have a slant head for sure.
Awesome. Awesome.
So, so they end up going over and like they find the old people's ranch. They've been getting chased through the fucking woods in the winter, so they're tired. They like fucking kill the old people. They start taking their shit. The yuppies from the ranch, like the dude goes over there on a literal white horse, and he's like, "What the fuck you guys doing?" And then he like promptly gets killed. And then there's like, but they torture they torture the location of that dude's yuppie ranch out of him. So like the three bad dudes end up going to the ranch, and there is his wife and kid. And so it's like, and it's just Ray, like the main dude that goes over there because he knows if he takes Dale over there, Dale's going to cut this woman up and rape her. And Ray has a soft spot for women because his dad beat his mom and he didn't like that.
Okay. Okay.
But like as Ray is there, he talks to the chick that's there and he's like, "Look, I'm going to take what I want. Your husband's dead. He's not coming back. So get right with that." And as he's
Yeah.
doing that, she like tries to shoot him, and then he ends up like choking her on the ground. And at the same time, there's this dude Brandon who just happens to be coming from Colorado, and like his wife had like this disease that after the downfall they couldn't find the medicine, so he's just kind of like wandering, waiting to die. I figured he'd go to the coast, see the ocean or something, and he happens to just go by that ranch as Ray is killing this chick. and he like shoots him with a fucking crossbow, and like Ray dies on top of the lady, and then Brandon ends up like finding Ray's pack, and there's like binoculars. There's some identifying thing on Ray's pack that he's like, oh shit, this is pretty dope. I'm gonna take this, and he runs into Ray's brother and his cousin Dale, and they're like, where the fuck did you get that shit? Because they realize that it's Ray. They try and kill him. He runs off. He barely escapes, but like the Rippers that were chasing Ray and the boys are coming up the mountain. So they end up like they end up catching up with Dale and the dude and Billy, Slanthead now. But in the meantime, the wife wakes up and she like drags Ray's body outside of her little cabin or whatever, and like she's out there dragging the body. At the same time that Dale and Slanthead show up, they run over to Ray to see if he's alive. The Rippers like kind of swarm everybody, but in that little guest house, there's this bunker type thing. It's like a little fucking a little cellar with a blast door that she goes into. So like all the bad dudes die. She comes out of the cellar at the end. She has to do some cleanup, and then Brandon like barely survives. He gets like shot through the shoulder or something, and it's like that's the end of the story.
Oh, nice. Well, what year? What years does roughly take place?
A couple years from now, so it's basically present day, but yeah.
It's not like the 1860s or some shit.
No.
That's pretty cool. Though.
Yeah, I just have to like telling you that took 2 minutes, but writing it like I'm already at like 7,500 words. Like it's just fucking. Yeah, and I'm not even to the part where Ray is killing Daphne, who's the wife. I still have to do like all of Brandon's backstory and all of that shit.
Yeah. Huh. Still pretty cool though. I think it'll be a good read when you're all done.
Yeah, I mean it's the alien invasion is the backdrop. It's not really like it just adds tension to the whole thing, and it creates like this lawlessness that can kind of just be allowed to happen because everybody's fucking dead. So there's people out there marauding and doing shit.
All right, it's pretty cool though. I think it'll be good.
Yeah, but I mean that's one of 10, and I've thought of like 10 other ones since.
Yeah,
like I just have this massive backlog of things that I have to try and write. But again, it's like I don't know. When I first started doing those story videos on TikTok, I got caught up in like doing all of them. Like I needed to do all the ideas I had, and it took me a really long time to just be like, well, how about I just work on something and then get better at it, and then by the time I do the next one, I'll be better at it, and just kind of like actually take the time to do the thing, like do the thing right instead of doing the thing fast.
Right.
Because it's fucking crazy, man. When you have like one of these videos and it blows up, like I've had videos that have over 1 million views on TikTok, and it's just like thousands of comments, and it fucking feels crazy good when people dig that shit, right? So it's like you want that again. So I'm like, let me just make another video that's just like this one, and then it fucking tanks. It does like 500 views.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to take the time to do the thing right, or it doesn't work at all. Like if it's not authentic, it doesn't fucking work, unless you're ripping off other people's content. Like that fucking works real well, and a lot of people do that shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
it's just a fucking insane thing, dude, that I just like started doing on a whim a little bit over a year ago.
Oh, okay. So it's all still relatively new then, I guess.
Yeah. Like I'm retelling some of the first stories that I did because like I didn't have the lighting down, like my mics were garbage, the way that I told the story was shitty. Like I wouldn't look at the camera. I had a thing about when I first started that I didn't want to do any cuts because I was like the story is it's a performance. So I should be able to tell the whole thing start to finish without doing any cuts.
Oh, okay.
The problem is I have like 5-6 minute long stories. So it's like hitting everything that I want to hit exactly how I want to hit it, because I have like I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to I want to say exactly the thing that I want to and exactly the way that I want to, and I don't want to have a bunch of filler bullshit in the middle. So it's I'll do one run, I'll watch the thing and be like, fuck, half of this sucks. I got to redo the whole thing.
Yeah.
So now, like I find pieces that are basically chapters, and I'll do like 30 seconds, and then I'll cut, and I'll rewatch it,
Oh,
and make sure that it's what I want, and I'll think about the next thing, and then a lot of these things I put together like the day that I do them, so it takes like 4 hours to do a single story.
shit.
It ends up being like 3 minutes.
Yeah. Ends up being 3 minutes long.
Yeah, and then I
But
gotta edit it, and then I got to do the captions.
oh shit, there's a lot that goes into.
Yeah.
That's pretty. I still think it's pretty cool. It's like interesting to me. I don't think I have the patience for it. I just.
I mean,
I'll definitely.
you could start
Yeah.
if you wanted. Like, I have a backlog on my phone of stories that I want to tell, and a lot of times when I'm telling one, another one will come out
Okay.
because it'll be like, oh, here's an interesting thing about that, but like, it's not necessarily part of the story, and it's part of like, if I think I should cut something out of a story, I cut it out because it's not like
Okay.
it's not integral to the path of the story.
Right.
So like yesterday I did one. I retold one that was about a time that I saw this chick get fucking nailed by a moped when I was in South Korea on Gate Guard, and like she like hit head first. Like a moped came, hit her. She was like whack, hit the ground. Like her body scorpioned sideways, and like something broke.
Oh.
Like it was fucking gnarly. Gnarliest, one of the gnarliest things I've seen, just like right there, and it happened instantly. Like 1 second I'm on Gate Guard, pacing around, thinking about fucking Anchorman movie quotes or some shit. Is that actually true? I mean, it was one of those dumb movies, right? I think it was actually before Anchorman came out, but I was thinking about something stupid, and then all of a sudden, like this lady's crossing the street and gets fucking
Oh
wrecked
shit.
by a moped. What's up, Bubba?
Hey, what's up? Hey, fucking Lunchy. Ain't seen you in a minute.
It's been a minute.
The
You
Jersey
taking
Boys.
shits into Greek again?
What?
Nah.
I don't know. Every time I would see him, he would be like, "I'm on the shit house in the Greek or some shit."
The Greek?
Nah. The one bar I used to go to a lot. I made a check-in. I used to call it the Greek shitter.
Greek shitter. That's what it was.
Check in.
Lunchy. How did you ever begin to call him slant? This individual slant head.
I mean, his head's slanted.
Slant?
Yeah.
That one was probably the easiest one.
His head was shaped like Sloth from the Goonies. So
Yeah.
He was super fucking I don't know, motivated when he got there. I was like, holy shit, who's this guy?
And then everyone started hating on him. He was like, oh, God damn it. Yeah. As soon as you see that motherfucker just head on, you're like, God damn.
yeah.
What happened to your head?
Yeah, I always looked at him. I'd be like, well, what the fuck? I want to know, was he born like that, or fucking did he have an accident with a concrete wall, or what? Something
Yeah.
had to happen.
It was like,
or maybe some partying that happened in Korea. I don't fucking know. He was hanging
Maybe.
out with the juicy girls.
yep. It's
Well,
super weird to
you were
me.
you were in Korea.
Yeah,
right?
I was in Camp Gary Owen, and then at Camp Casey.
Is
I
it
don't-
really that wild out there?
Oh, bro. Bro.
I know. All I heard was him and somebody who used to be in the platoon who got moved.
Mhm.
They would talk about second deuce tank. Fucking, it would be wild, like juicy girls. Something about the fucking, I guess the time that you got to be inside the base and
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then I
so
would hear,
I'll go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
no, I was just hearing, like, I would hear all these stories from when I was first coming in the Army. And they's like, oh, you need to go to Korea. It's like a blast. Some people are like, fuck Korea. You got to be in by a certain time. If you don't, you're fucked. So I
Well-
don't know much about it, though.
There's a couple of different things. So, juicy girls or drinky girls, which is what we called them, because you'd go into a club and they'd be like, "You buy me drinky," but they're basically just like indentured servants, dude. So I mean, a lot of them like are Russian or Filipino, and they get pulled into Korea, and it's like the madam of the place, Ajima, which means old lady in Korea, so you just call them Ma.
Yeah.
Basically, it's girls that you could buy them drinks, and they would spend time with you. And if you paid a little bit more money, they would spend a different type of time with you.
Uh-huh.
So basically,
All right.
you clear that through Ma, and that's at clubs. But There's even, I mean, there's red light districts all over the place, and we call them turkey farms. So I mean, it's chicks in windows. I don't know why they call them turkey farms. It's just what they called them. But it's crazy, kind of like, because it's out in the sticks too. Like there's places that are just like red light districts out in the sticks. But then if you go into Seoul, there's a district called Itaewon, which is like the tourist area, and there's a place called Hooker Hill, which is literally like just this steep ass hill. It's just turkey farms. The whole fucking thing is turkey farms. And as you're walking up it, like they'll try and pull you inside to these clubs.
Damn.
And you have to like beat these bitches off. Like, no,
you want good time.
I'm not getting my dick sucked today. Get out of here. But yeah,
That's like a hill of STDs, huh?
Maybe you had to wear a condom.
Well,
That's what I hear.
Like, do you remember Colleen? Them walk-in hookers, like they weren't even hookers. They were just like fucking the roundabouts you used to see every weekend.
Mm-hmm.
They were ladies. They were ladies.
What was it? Wild Cooter.
Wild Cooter.
The rotating girls at Wild Cooter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and
I
then
remember that.
The other thing about the what's it called? Curfew. So you had to be in the gate by midnight. You had to have a pass, which you like. There's three options. First is you make curfew. You get back to the base. The second option is you get a pass that you have to like submit a bunch of paperwork. Your commander has to sign it. Like it's a whole fucking thing. But that is like, if anybody stops you, you're like, bro, I got a pass. I can do whatever the fuck I want. But you have to say like where you're going to be, when you're going to be there. You have to provide like phone numbers, all sorts of bullshit that when you're like 18, 19, you're not fucking doing that. But the third option is the fun one, which is the weather pass. And that's whether or not you get caught. So you just do some shit. And then it happened. And I took a lot of weather passes. So
you're talking about just like sneaking off the base and
no, you just leave and you don't come back.
You're just rolling the dice.
You're just rolling the dice. But the crazy thing about it is that there's a logbook when you sign out. If you're going to take a weather pass, hopefully you know somebody that's on gate guard. Otherwise, you should probably have somebody with you that can give them the old razzle dazzle while you fake the entries in the logbook, because you're going to have to backdate the shit. So you signed out, right? And you got to go back through and you find your name, and you need to be able to write a time in there that doesn't get you hemmed up. So it's like
correlates. Could have been back.
Yeah. So like either you have to like be talking to the dude and distract him while you're filling out the logbook, or like have somebody else that's distracting him. Sometimes they were dickheads and they wouldn't let you fill out the logbook. So it's like you just hope that nobody goes back through those logs. Yeah, but it's sketchy.
Well, you were saying last time we talked, you were saying something about the taxis, and you said some word. You was like,
Bali.
Yeah. You were talking about when you were explaining it to your wife, I guess. And then you were saying that Bali, fucking.
You can. I mean, if you're gonna try and make it back, you could Bali, but it's.
Hey, the minute you say that to the taxi driver, he's just like balls to the wall.
Yeah, it's a fucking rally car race, dude. It's nuts. Like they don't pay attention to any of the laws after that, because you're like, I'm gonna give you 20,000 extra won, which is basically 20 extra bucks. Or depending on like the distance, it could be more. But it's like you get in, dude, and they're fucking hauling ass, dick, and balls all over the country. Like it's just fucking tokery drifting. It's nuts. Yeah. My wife didn't like that when I told her about it. She was like, "Why wouldn't you just be on time?" I'm like, "Well, because I didn't fucking do that." That's not how we operated back in the day when we were drinking just 40s of fucking soju.
40s.
That's another crazy thing. Soju out there, at least when I was there, it's like, soju defines kind of like the process or the ingredients that they use, but it doesn't define like, there is no soju has 15% alcohol or soju has 8% alcohol. Like sometimes you would get some soju that was like fucking Everclear.
So is that like their version of like moonshine?
Not really. I mean, it's a rice wine, but it could be like just a crazy strong rice wine. Like you learned that you should drink it standing up, because if you drank it sitting down, that first time you stood up, you could be like, oh fuck.
Yeah, that's how it is with moonshine. Like, you've had moonshine before, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that shit creeps up on you.
Yeah. especially while you're.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to to taste the alcohol a lot of times because they'd have like these giant fucking soju bowls that were just like a shit ton of soju and like some Kool-Aid, and you drink that shit and you stood up and you're like, oh, fuck.
For whatever reason, and I'm picturing this thing like this shit tasting like black licorice and coming in like a green bottle. I don't know why.
A lot of it does come in a green bottle. It doesn't taste like black licorice though, but yeah, like it's not bad. I had plenty of soju when I got back too.
What does it taste like?
It's just it's hard to describe. So it's like wine, but it's kind of like it's a mixture between like a red and a white as far as like how sweet it is.
Okay.
But it's got like a very distinctive taste to it that I can't really explain.
So it's like its own thing.
It's its own thing. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. At least maybe it wasn't bad to me because I got used to it.
But you do bad things.
Yeah. Bro,
Can you get it?
Yeah, you can get it like fucking Korean gas stations, dude, or just you go to a gas station and look for soju, and it should be there, or they might call it rice wine. But
okay,
dude, when I was at Gary Owen, there was one of the great things about that place was that the Moonsan train station had a train that went straight to Seoul. So we would get a 40 of fucking soju and a big ass thing of orange juice, and we'd pour out half the orange juice and fill it up with the soju, shake that fucker up, and by the time you get to Seoul, you drank the whole thing and you're loose. You're just ready to do damage as soon as you get off that fucking train.
That's pretty cool.
It was heinous. Like just such like it's an awful place to be when you're 18 or 19 because in Korea you can drink. Like nobody's going to card you. Literally no one will card you. But the army gives all of the fucks about you drinking at that age. So
really?
I got in so much trouble. It's the only place that I got in trouble, like actual like Article 15 type trouble, was South Korea.
So stupid.
The minute you walk on the base, they'd be like, "Have you been drinking?" That type of shit.
No, it was just like I got caught every type of way that you can get caught. So like I went off post and I got blasted, got caught. Went off post, got a little bit drunk, got caught. Stayed on post, got blasted, got caught. Stayed on post, got a little bit drunk, got caught. Like so, it's just the thing that you learn is you got to go to Seoul. You got to go somewhere far away because like the first 2 times that I got caught off base, like I was just right outside of military installations. So there's a bunch of MPs just like cruising around, and like my young ass is trying to look cool with a beer, and they're like, "Let me see your ID." I'm like, "Fuck."
Just drop it and run.
Just throw it at him. Hi-ya! Fucking smoke grenade. No, I get caught every time.
All the MPs were dicks over there too.
Yeah, I mean, none of them were cool about it. Like,
yeah.
No.
They have nothing to do.
Yeah. They're out there patrolling the clubs, especially so in Tokari. Tokari is this thing that's I forget the name of the. So there's Camp Casey, which is like the huge camp in that area in northern South Korea, but there's another camp that's hooked onto it that I don't remember. I don't remember if it was Humphreys, which I don't think it was, but it was something else that started with an H. But basically, on the backside of that camp was Tokari, and Tokari, like all the clubs there, were turkey farms, and that's where I got
I
caught.
didn't think it's funny you guys call them turkey farms. That's some weird shit. I never heard that term, turkey farms.
I don't know, man. That's just what they call them. But on the backside of that's where I got blasted and got caught drinking. And I haven't actually told that story on TikTok yet, but like we got caught. The sergeant major from from Camp Gary Owen came down, and like I remember that I had just like 5 minutes before we got caught, I bought this giant thing of Pringles, and like as we're getting caught, I have this thing of Pringles, and I'm just like eating these fucking Pringles, not a care in the world. The sergeant major shows up, and it's me and my buddy who wasn't as drunk, and he's like, "Hey, Mike and I hop in the back, let's go." And it was one of these like, it's like a Land Rover, but it's like the Korean version. It's like a Daewoo fucking something, but it had the door that opened out and a bench in the back. And we were back there, and I'm just back there munching on these fucking chips. And by the time we get back, like I had made such a mess in the back that when we got out, they were like, "Fucking clean that up." And I'm just like, I don't know what's going on here. It was fucking ridiculous. And that was like a month or two into Korea. Like first duty station, I'm still 18. I get caught drunk as fuck and just get Pringles all over the back of Sergeant Major's Land Rover.
Awesome.
My buddy was telling me about it too, and he's like, "You kept being like, you want some? You want some? They're good Pringles." He's like, "No, God, I don't want any fucking. We're in trouble, dude." I'm like, whatever.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, it was. So
And then
stupid.
from there, you went to Hood
Yeah.
with Sergeant Rob, the fool.
The Fruler himself.
You know how many times I would be in the Bradley, I'd be like, what the fuck is he saying? And then he'd be banging on shit, kicking the fucking sidewalls, and he called me a stupid motherfucker. And the other thing was Corporal. Hey, Corporal.
All
You
damn
know,
time, dude.
I was like, God damn. I was like, yo, when is this going to end?
Yeah, when I left,
then-
that's when it was fucking gonna end.
Yeah. Yeah, so then, fucking everybody had, like what he was saying. Matt was saying, like, everything was an insult. Hey, specialist. Hey, private.
To say your rank at you like it's an insult.
You're fucked up. You know that, Corporal? I was like, yeah. I'm well aware. Yeah.
Did they make you a corporal?
Yeah.
When did they
I
do
was
that?
a corporal when I was in 110.
Was that after I left or when I was still there?
Maybe you left. I don't know. I think we were in we were still in Iraq, I believe.
Really? You got your stripes in? Fuck, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was
and then
that was at
That
Falcon?
was right at the end, right?
But yeah, maybe towards the end, yeah, because I remember I was sergeant when I went to first ID,
Okay.
Yeah.
and then you guys got out and everything. You guys went to ETS Island.
Well, I mean, I didn't ETS.
Oh,
I
you went to Colorado. That's right.
No,
You
I
went
went
to Colorado. Yeah, I remember that. And
Yeah.
then you like, what the fuck? Because I remember I talked to you, and then you were like, what the fuck? And you hated it out there. You're like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm part of the real 110.
Yeah, when I got there, they're all like, "Oh, welcome to 110." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I've been fuckheads. They all try to treat me like shit. It was like horrible.
Really?
I remember talking to you about that, and you was like, I guess it was as soon as they got to Colorado, they were trying to be high speed and like whatever.
They were trying to be like super by the book. Like they treat all the that came from 110 to Colorado,
Right.
like restationed over in Colorado. They try to treat all those guys from Hood like they're brand new from like basic or some shit.
Mm.
Got back from Iraq, you fuckface. Like, fuck you.
Yeah. I didn't even know that there was people that were already there. I thought it was just that 110 moved from Hood to Colorado.
No, like there was like a bunch of guys that got.
It was like you, Richie, a couple other guys.
Yeah, there was like quite a bit that went from Hood to Colorado, but the guys that were already in Colorado, I think some of them were like fresh out of basic, and then like they all came from like different units and started 110 in Colorado, but fuck them.
You don't have any bros from those days?
No, there's a couple guys I might talk to here and there, but I just hated like the first like 2 or 3 months I was there. Like it just sucked ass. Like they were just assholes. Like they literally treated me like I just got out of camp and like today was my first fucking day.
Mm.
Like no, it's not. But cool.
In fact, it is not. That's
But,
crazy.
I don't know. Once we all got settled in though, it wasn't too bad. I liked Colorado. It was nice. Apparently, like Fort Carson was one of the most desired bases at station. And,
Was it?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Apparently it was. It wasn't that big either. It was like 2 or 4 Hoods motor pools. It wasn't that big at all.
Really?
I wasn't even stoked when I went. They told me I was going to Fort Hood. I flew in the middle of the night, and you were in the middle. You just seen nothing. I was like, "Where the fuck am I?" I was like, and they brought you in that little ass airport, and then you went to reception. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And then you go drive through Killeen, and you don't see much out there until you get settled into your barracks. Then
Yeah.
everybody goes downtown, like fucking whatever it is. Everything from Starlight to Wild Cooter to wherever else was down there.
Mm-hmm.
Denim and Diamonds.
Yeah,
Denim and Diamonds, baby.
yeah.
I fucking hated Denim and Diamonds. Like, I think it was the worst one, to be honest. Like, I had a lot of fun at Starlight, but I also think I didn't have fun at the clubs before we deployed because I wasn't of age, and it was like we had to do that wonky ass like swap the bracelet thing.
I remember doing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go outside the club, give me your bracelet. You go back inside the club.
Well, it's usually like the way that we did it was it's like we went to the bathroom. Somebody went in the stall. They'd take their bracelet off, and you go in behind them, and then you put it on. But I told a story about this where it's like I put it on the wrong side. So if you're a DD and you're of age, they put it on your left hand. But if you were drinking, they put it on your right. So like I think it was Brown actually gave me his, and then like I put it on my left hand, and I'm out there fucking cutting it up, drinking some beer, and like the third time I go back up to the bar, the chick is like, "You're a DD?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course I am." She's like, "Yeah, of course." She's like, "Can I see your ID?" I'm like, "Yeah, I left it over at the table. Hang on a sec, I'll be back." So I dip to like the opposite corner of the place, and then I see her like talking to one of the bouncers and like pointing over at me, and I'm like, "Fuck!" And the dude comes down. He's like, "Let me see your ID." And I show it to him. He's like, all right, come with me. And he hands me back my ID. And I'm like, you fucked up, bro. Because this is the only thing you got on me. So, like, as we're walking out, like, I'm walking ahead of the dude. And I start speeding up and speeding up and speeding up. So, like, by the time I get to the door, he's like 20 feet behind me. And he's like maybe 5 seconds, right? So I get to the end of that little ramp. And this was at Wild Country. As soon as I hit the end of that ramp, that dude comes out. He's out at the door. And he's like, hey, I'm fucking bucking it. And I run across, there's like that main street right there. I think it's Stan Schluter. But it's like Wild Country had that main parking lot and then it had like the overflow parking lot. And I just I perfectly timed it because there was cars coming from both directions. And when I ran through, like I just like in a fucking movie where you dive through and then like it's the train that fucking blocks everything.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if the guy followed me, to be honest. Like I was just fucking running. But like I get in that parking lot, like I take off my button-up shirt because I'm like, this is the only way they know how to see me. Whatever. Like I'll be fucking invisible after this. I take it off, but then after that, like I hide in a bush for like 20 minutes, and then I call Sevilla, and like this whole time I'm like, they're after me, dude. They're fucking coming. It's like it's a manhunt for me. And he ends up picking me up at like this fucking sushi restaurant that's like a quarter mile up the street. And the whole, like to get there, like I'm just displacing from bush to bush, like doing it like the whole thing tactically. And then like as I get in, he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'm like, "They're after me." And he's like, I don't think they are." And then we drive back by, and like as we go by Wild Country, they're just like out in the front, just like smoking and joking, like nothing happened.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Yeah, those places were crazy. Which one had the strip club right next to it?
What the fuck? Teasers. Was that it? Yeah.
Teasers is the name of one of them.
Club or was that the bar?
No, Teasers was behind Starlight.
And
that place was wild, but they have some dirty ass Staboon fucking thing that had all these nasty locals. I forget what the shit that was called. Slanhead went there and he was telling me some shit one day. He's like, "Yo, I got laid in the back." I was like, "Huh?" I was like, "All right." I was like, "Yeah." And I said, "Good luck to that." Yeah. That's like a walking STD right there. Fucking that place.
Yeah. He used to brag about hanging out with the strippers at some club. And he's like, "Man,
oh, yeah. I do
we're real good friends." I'm like, "They're real good friends with your fucking wallet."
Shit's good.
It was something else, man. I never hung out at any of those strip clubs. Dude, strip clubs fucking, I don't like them. It's just like, it's a thing that I can see, but I can't like do anything about it. So I don't want to be teased.
It's window shopping.
Yeah. I want to I want to buy the thing. I don't want to window shop.
I remember being like a DD sometimes and like just like praying they're like all passed out and don't see the strip club as we're trying to get on base. Because you know damn well it happened like a couple times. It'd be like fucking like midnight or something like that, trying to get home at a decent time, and all of a sudden like one of these fuckheads would wake up and be like, "Oh, let's go to the strip club!" And then everybody would wake up and want to go to the fucking strip club. And here we are, it's like fucking like 2 o'clock in the morning, fucking trying to round all these drunk idiots up.
Yeah, I was never a DD. Never once. It's always a race to start drinking first. Back. Oh fuck, I can't drive. Woodly-doo.
Which one was the one that the big fight?
Oh, that was them and D&D.
Yeah. That
Because that one kid got booted in the face.
Yep.
He was like, "We killed him." I was like, "Oh, what the fuck?"
I don't think we
all
did
I
that.
remember I don't know if you were there for that one.
No, I was. Yeah.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, the one where Brown booted that dude in the face, and old Dondo got himself a chain.
Something happened with my ex-wife, and then I was wasted. I was like, "I'm gonna fuck this kid up when he comes outside," and he was like two tons, like wide on all sides. And I remember Dondo he was like, "No, you go home." Nally was like, "You guys gotta get out of here." He was like shoving people in cars and shit.
Oh, Nally was such a bitch.
Remember that? Remember that? It was like QRF. You gotta get away. Go.
I remember like we ran to the back of a car and like we all like jumped in the back and like Dondo's like jumping on me. He's like, "I got this chain."
Yeah. He was like this.
Yeah.
And then the funny thing is, I was outnumbered. I had to call Rob and I called Dondo one day.
Yeah.
So I went to the local Walmart, and then he was there, right? I was like, fuck. You know, like, so all these little cholos were like surrounding me. I was like, and you know, they're saying, "You took our chain." I was like, "You took my boy's chain." I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. I said, "You kid. I don't know what to tell you."
I didn't do shit.
Yeah, but that I was like, son of a bitch. I was like, that's what I said. I was like, I seen all them. They were pointing at me at the register. I was with my wife and my kid. I was like, motherfucker. I was like,
it's gonna be bad.
Yeah. So I was like, I was talking a little bit. Yeah, you wait right here. I'll be right back. And I walked to the car and I never came back. And they were waiting out there in the front. I'm gonna fuck this kid up, this little kid up. And then, you know, they said, "You better come back." I said, yeah. I said, "Yeah, I'll be right back. I'm gonna take my fucking shit off." And they were waiting at the front. And then I just went.
Yeah.
I remember I called Rob because Rob lived probably up the street from me in Temple. And he's like, "What's going on, Bubba?" And right, that real slow Mississippi pimp accent. So I was like, "Yo, I need your big ass out." I said, "I'm about to get fucked up by like 5 dudes." He's like, "Where you at, Bubba?" And this real calm. I said, "I'm outnumbered by all these fucking dudes." And he's like, "What's it over?" Right? Like, question me, mind you. Like, fucking, they're rolling up on me. I was like, "Fucking Rob, you need to fucking come bring your big ass out here."
Yeah.
And, you know, he was just questioning me the whole time when I'm surrounded. Yeah, I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
That's the best trick, though, where you're like, "You fucking wait here. I gotta take my shit off. Gotta get my kid in the car. I'll be right back. We're gonna do this."
Yeah, that's what
and
it
then
was.
you're just like,
that's exactly what it was. I was like, "Hey," I had my kid in my arms. I was like, "This motherfucker." And at one point, I did get where I said, "This dude fucking hits my kid. Like, I'm probably gonna get my ass kicked because I can't let that fucking happen."
Yeah.
So I said, "Let me put him down. I'll be right back to deal with your ass." I was talking a little bit of shit, like, "I'm gonna fuck you up," right? And I was like, I was pointing at him when I was going by, and then I made her drive off like, I was like, and that was it. In a minivan, no less.
Exactly.
So it was even better. Minivan.
Ghost in the Grand Caravan.
I remember that though. I remember I woke up that day. I was so fucked up. And Dondo, he's like, "I think we killed that guy." I was like, "Nah." And he was like, he's just flat out laying there, fucking out to the world. And I was like, "Oh man." And
no, I saw that fucking shit happen because it was.
Yeah, I heard he like punted him in the face. Boom.
Yeah. So were you there, Lunchy? I don't know if it was me and.
I got left there. I remember like Dondo stashed his phone pile in the car, drove off, and I like stand there by myself. I just did like one of them like kind of like backed up, like faded out, like shit. And then fucking Nally came back around, picked him back up.
Jesus he was He was being like fucking, I don't know. He was like the escape route guy. He was
Mhm.
pushing people in cars. He was freaking out. You didn't get the fuck out of here. Right?
Yeah.
I never seen Nally like that. He's all amped up and shit.
Yeah, he had his
That shit was-
fucking leadership hat on. No, but I remember it was so Dondo and Brown were like fighting this dude, and I was on this dude's 6 just to see if anything crazy happened. Like I was like back in the cut just waiting, and like the dude fell on the ground, and then Brown came up and just fucking boom kicked him with his size 13 fucking Timberlands or fucking 15s. I don't even know, but it was just like
Right, right in the side, like
Yeah.
almost temple.
yeah,
Like the dude looked like he fucking went instantly limp, like
Yeah.
done.
I mean, if
Yeah, I
you
remember.
get kicked in the fucking face by one of those boots, dude, like
I remember then I woke up the next day and he was like, Bubba, I got me a chain. And he was like this. He was like showing it. And I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, then they was like, yo, we killed him. I was like, oh, man. I
I
was
didn't
like,
kill nobody.
now I was like you, like when you thought that everybody was after you at Wild Country. I said, man, yeah, I need to think of a fucking alibi. I need to think what to say. Because
The heat's on us.
thing they're gonna do, first thing in formation, whenever anybody was fucked up, what happened? I don't know shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I wasn't
I didn't see
there.
nothing.
Yeah,
I'm blind in this eye. Matter of fact, I'm about 60% blind in this eye. I can't even hear you.
Then our old pig fucker platoon sergeant, he'd be like, "What the fuck? Yeah." He was bipolar as shit, man.
Yeah.
Like, hey, how you doing? Then he flipped that switch on. What the fuck are you looking at? Screaming. I was like, holy fuck.
Wait, who
Yeah.
was that?
Huh?
Dude who hunts pigs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That motherfucker, you be glad you never had to ride with him. He be talking to me nice, hey, yeah. And he starts smacking the hand mic right on the middle console. I'd be like, yo, this dude is wigged the fuck out. Like,
Yeah.
I really thought he was bumping lines in his fucking room or some shit. That motherfucker come out, start wild, getting all kind of wild. I was like, what the fuck is this about? I was like,
Dude, the mic on your phone fucking sucks butthole, Lunchy. Like it cuts in and out so much.
I don't know.
How old is that phone?
Maybe like years.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you get it at Walmart? Is it like a fucking burner?
No, it's from the store.
Oh, it's an iPhone.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Would fucking Google phone or some shit.
I do actually have a Google phone. Yeah, I have the Pixel.
I don't know nothing about that.
I don't know nothing about them phones. I just get a box and I open it and I call my grandkids.
Oh shit. You remember Nally getting fucking hammered at that time though?
I mean,
wait,
I remember
that
Nally
night?
getting hammered a couple of times, and he
Yeah.
just
I remember distinctively the one night he was like trying to twerk on a dance,
oh, God.
and then he fucking disappeared. And then I remember we found him out that he was like literally tired, puking inside the wheel well.
Yeah.
yeah, that sounds like Leon.
That shit was funny.
Yeah, that dude was a trip, man. Like we went through a reception together. I think me and Nally were actually roommates for the first little bit before he got promoted. Like he was my roommate before you were my roommate.
Right.
Yeah.
He looked like he was like 40 something.
Yeah.
And he was like 20 something.
I thought Con was your roommate, too. Wasn't Con your roommate or something?
It wasn't my roommate.
Thought he was Lunchy's roommate or something.
Oh, he might have been for a little bit.
That dude was wild, too.
Who's my roommate? I had a roommate with
Schober. You were Schober's roommate.
me? No, fuck no.
Why you say it like that? You remember
No.
Schober?
Yeah. I had a kid Gray. I had a roommate with him. I don't remember when
Oh
that was.
yeah, Derek.
Gray?
Yeah,
No.
black dude.
No, white dude.
Oh,
Gray.
who the fuck am I
Alan.
thinking of? There's a dude named. Oh no, never mind. I'm conflating. He was in the 160th. It's so fucking hard sometimes, like when you've been to a bunch of different units, to remember like where you remember people from.
Yeah.
Like the shit just mixes together. But there was
I
a
just
dude named
remember that.
Derek Gray who was a guy on the 160th who was pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember I roommated with this kid, Alan Gray. Like
Mhm.
when I first got to, it was when I first got to Hood, and they were moving me to another room, and I was like, Gray, give me your TV. He's like, no, it's new. I want to keep it. I'm like, I'll give you this half a gallon of chocolate milk. He was like, okay. I literally traded my TV for half a gallon of chocolate milk.
So he was
Fucking,
a pretty smart dude.
no, yeah, he's real super smart, super
Mhm.
smart.
That's a good
And then
dude.
and then I think I roommated with you, and then I think I had my own room for the longest time.
Yeah.
And then when I went to Carson, I was roommates with Richie. Me and Richie had.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet.
Fucking Richie.
Yeah.
Pooping with the door open. That's so fucking funny. Dude, I don't know if you were around for this, Bray, but like whenever, Richie had the room with slant head, and it was directly just across that little walkway from mine. So it was right next door. And anytime Richie was in his room, we would bust in his room to try and catch him shitting because he'd shit with the door open to watch sports on TV, and he hated it. Like he would freak the fuck out. Like I remember there was one time where he's shitting. There's a beer on the ground, and like we bust in the door, and he tries to slam the bathroom door, and like just beer goes everywhere, and he's like, So he started locking the door after a while. But I mean, like anytime that door was unlocked and we knew that Richie was in there, we were busting in.
The barracks used to get wild. I remember what was his name? Weezer. You remember Weezy? I remember they had him low crawling upstairs one. I was like, what
he
the
had
fuck
himself low crawling, dude. Like we didn't make him do that. Yeah, like he drank for the first time, got blasted, and then just started low crawling around.
Yeah. I was like, and I remember I was up there for something, and I was like, what the fuck is he doing? He literally low crawled from one side all the way down and then back. I was like, what the fuck is this? I was like,
tactical drunkenness.
Who's that? I remember there's that one skinny dude. He was like from like the south or some shit, and he was like funneling like wild turkey from like this third floor down to the second floor.
Yeah, I remember that.
Who the fuck was that kid?
Dude, we would go ham with those beer bongs.
I know who you're talking about. Kind of shorter kid, right?
Yeah, small, skinny little kid.
Yeah, I remember who he was. He had a bunch. I remember they had a mattress on the ground floor, and he was jumping. You don't remember that? He was jumping off the railing and onto this mattress.
I remember.
Was that Biggerstaff? Was that his name?
There was one dude named Biggerstaff.
There was, right?
But I don't know if he was the dude that was doing it.
There was some like really shorter kid from the south, and he used to go crazy when he would drink. And I was like, yo, what the fuck is this kid on? He just do like crazy ass shit.
Yeah.
But Biggerstaff, he was with us. Yeah, I remember him.
I just remember a lot of like rap battle circles where I was like the hype guy in the background, and I'd be like, yeah, but what? Because I couldn't do it, but Dondo and Yusuf would go at it. I'd just be like, yeah. That shit was fucking fun, man.
People would get. I'm almost positive people were getting drunk and they'd order Domino's to like the empty rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd show, and then like be there to take the food, so they'd like try to pawn it off for like $5 just to make money out of it. Like, I remember that quite a few times.
Everybody would hit Jack and a crack on the way in.
Oh god, that line was so fucking long. I think Dondo was the person to took me to there. I remember like he's like, yeah, this place it's like a burger place. It's pretty good. I remember they had tacos on the menu. I was like, yeah, we get a burger place.
Dude, people are crazy about those tacos. Like Jack in the Box is a West Coast thing. Like they don't. It's amazing that there's any. Well, it's not amazing that they're at a military installation because they probably signed a deal. But like, they don't go further west than I think there might actually be one in Colorado because I checked not too long ago. But dude, people love those tacos from Jack in the Box. My boys back from like Washington State, the dudes I went to high school with, like half of them are all about them fucking tacos, and they are disgusting.
Yeah, I don't ate at that place like sober. I think every time I ate there, I was
Oh, yeah.
like retarded.
Yeah, yeah. You get one of them, the ultimate breakfast sandwiches. Like the next day, like when you're hungover, you get 2 of those ultimate breakfast sandwiches, and just like the grease, it'll clear all the shit out of you.
Oh,
Yeah.
you'll be in the bathroom the next morning for sure.
I mean, lunchtime it just slips everything out.
Oh shit, that was good times.
Yeah, the barracks were a lot of fun, man. That barracks specifically, Hood, was a lot of fun.
Yeah, why did they change the name? I was kind of wondering about that.
I'm sure that like Hood is tied to some fucking Confederate bullshit general or something.
I thought it was because all that bullshit that went down there.
Wait, it's not called Fort Hood anymore?
No,
It's not
Fort
called
Cavazos.
Hood. Yeah, Cavazos.
Really?
Yeah, they changed that shit.
Well, there's that whole shit that happened at Fort Hood with when
That girl.
that girl and all that shit. So yeah, they probably want to try to like clean slate the name or whatever.
When that you want to hear something when that shit first happened, people like at my job, there's people I know. Weren't you at Hood? And I was like, yeah, was it wild? I was like, yeah, fucking a, yeah, it was.
Yeah.
There's so much shit that happened at Hood, like brawls, all kinds of shit.
The fucking guy that I'm pretty sure when we came back from Iraq, we had to do that reverse RP or whatever the fuck it was.
Oh yeah.
Richie's guy that he had to talk to. I remember Richie talking about it. Richie's guy to talk to the council. That Hassan guy that shot up the base.
You know something?
What?
I remember that. I was in my new unit, and I think I was going to my new unit or something, and that shit was going on, and because I had knee surgery or some shit, and I remember I had to go to like a follow-up visit, and then that's when all that shit happened. I was like, what the? But I didn't see nothing. You couldn't hear nothing. They just locked the building down. I was like, what the fuck?
I remember
Fort
Richie
Hood.
telling me that's that guy. That's that guy.
Fort Hood was originally named after John Bell Hood, who was a Confederate general. So the Central Texas Post is one of 9 U.S. Army installations being renamed after the recommendations of a congressional commission to set up to remove Confederate names from military bases. So yeah, it's not fucking surprising that a base in Texas was named after a Confederate general. But
yeah,
And where they get the new name from? That's
that is. It's officially redesignated as Fort Cavazos in tribute to General Richard E. Cavazos, the first Hispanic American to earn the rank of 4-star general. Which,
interesting.
Hispanic people outnumber white people in Texas now. So I mean,
Oh,
if
fucking
anything,
A.
it's representative of the majority.
You know what I was talking about too, Lunchy, the last time? So he told this barbershop story. I went to that same barbershop. The most intimidating experience I've ever been to, though. Like fucking, I was the lightest person there. They did the same thing. I don't know if it was the same guy. He was real thugged out, real fucking OG type of guy, and he fucked my hair up. And then he said, "You good?" And then I remember I gave him like a 5 or something. He's like, "That's all you give me," or some shit. He said, and I was like, "Oh man," I was like, "Fucking," I gave him like a $20 tip. I was like, "Man, let me out of this chair. Like, I need to get the fuck out of here."
I didn't get confrontational with that dude whatsoever. Like, we were bullshitting when I was in the chair, but afterwards I was like, this is bad.
But everybody's staring at you when he talks. He was taught. Everybody stares.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, man, I need to get the fuck out of here. Like, my heart was beating. I was like, man, there's like fucking 30 people in here. I was like, God damn. And like, I'm the lightest person in there. And he wasn't even happy with the tip. So I was like, oh, fuck, man. I was like, this is all I got. And I was like, here.
Bray.
That place was fucking. Oh my god, that was the worst experience ever. There's Killeen in general, though. You ever been downtown Killeen?
Oh yeah,
dude. I remember we rented a house. It was me, Gruden. That was the name that I couldn't remember. I don't remember who I was talking to last time, but it was like one of the. When I came back, like when I actually like redeployed, I was with Alpha Troop because fucking something. I don't remember why, but it was like there was all the seats were taken up for Bravo, so I ended up with Alpha. I ended up staying like a week or whatever. And the 2 of the dudes I came back with, Gruden and Citroni, we ended up renting a house together. And one of the days I couldn't go back to the house because there was people fucking having a shootout with AKs like on the street next to mine. Like it was just barricaded off. Shit was ridiculous.
Lane was wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I talk to Gruden every once in a while. Citrone, not really too much.
Yeah, I mean, he was an old man when,
Citrone was it?
yeah, like he was like 28 or something when we were in that house, and me and Gruden are like 21.
Yeah.
Gruden's like he's a first sergeant now, I think. At least last I saw, he was a first sergeant. I don't know if he's made it up the chain anymore or if he got out.
I don't know. He got like he got pretty hammered like here to called me all like fucking like depressed and shit, saying how he hated the military and he just wanted to be done. Like, well, if you fucking hate it, just fucking do your best to get out. Like, just fucking be done.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's like, oh, I gotta go, and then just like hung up. So it was like a very random, weird call.
I mean, he should be hitting 20 either this year or next year because he got in a year or two after me, and I would have hit 20 last year.
Yeah, he's within at least the next year for sure.
Yeah. All right, dudes, I got to get going. I got to prep for my Sedona trip tomorrow. There's a bunch of shit that I'm supposed to do.
Okay. Maybe next week Dondo grace us or nah?
I don't know.
He's on daddy duty.
Yeah, he's doing a bunch of shit with the baby.
Yeah, cleaning diapers.
Yeah, a bunch of shit.
No, thank you. No, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
All right.
All
See you.
right.
See you guys.
Yep.